We go. Oh,
Oh.
we're live, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
That's my water.
I believe we are live.
So
Depressing.
Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome to the debut episode of a brand new podcast called Yu-Gi-Oh! After Dark. The title might be a little deceiving because there's not going to be too much Yu-Gi-Oh! Talk. If you want Yu-Gi-Oh! Talk, every...
Oh, there it is.
The old party foul.
Party foul.
So if you want Yu-Gi-Oh! Talk, every other video is Yu-Gi-Oh! Related, and we do a Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast every Saturday. But this will be a Tuesday night podcast, just kind of a chill talk about the world and just our crazy stories. We have a new segment that we'll be doing called Cal's Weekend Recap that I just thought of 10 minminutes ago, where Calibro will be taking us step by step through his weekend, and we will be analyzing his moves and evaluations of everything going on.
Wow.
So
Be intense.
that'll be big. So yeah, if that interests you, then stick around. Even if only like 20 people watch, that'd be awesome. I am joined by the crew that will most likely always be here. That is Calibro. That is
up?
Pete.
Hey.
And that is Nick T.
what's up?
Thank you guys so much for joining me with this.
Hey,
having
man,
me.
anytime.
No problem.
Anytime.
And we, because we have some old friends that we got great stories with, and a lot of friends don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! So this kind of podcast, it makes way more sense for us to bring them on a podcast like this.
It allows us to bring on like our outside friends who really don't follow Yu-Gi-Oh! Much, and sort of join in on the fun.
Absolutely. And we got some nutty stories, let me tell you. YouTube channel memberships for me just opened up, which I'm very happy about. I've been pestering YouTube to give them to me for a while. So custom emotes, custom badges, a lot of cool perks. If it interests you, definitely check it out. Big thank you to Kay and Brian Ford for becoming members already. Wow. You two are the best. Yeah, immediately.
Awesome.
Yeah, chill people, great people. So thank you guys so much. So
Brian Ford is always on the ball.
yeah, they're great. And so let's just kick it right off. Nick T, you had a life-changing epiphany over the weekend.
Well,
Wow.
Last week.
Last weekend.
Last
weekend.
weekend. 10 days ago now.
And once we talk about this, then we're going to get into some Area 51 stuff. But Nick T...
People are already asking.
really? No, we're going to talk about our thoughts on that and if we're going, because one of us has plane tickets. But Nick T, go on.
Okay, so I mean, I guess it requires the slightest bit of backstory.
Yeah.
But I've sort of been a little wayward in my career path lately. I worked in insurance for a little bit, didn't work out, and now I'm working at my local liquor store, unsure of where to go next. And so about 10 days ago, I went up to Boston. Two friends and I drove three and a half hours to see a band that really means a lot to me, Have Heart, and I'm actually wearing this shirt right now.
Ooh, that works out.
And it was one of the most intense and inspiring performances I've seen in my life. And the singer, the whole purpose of them getting back for this reunion, they hadn't played in 10 years, and it was sort of not as a cash grab, not or this or that, but it was sort of, they felt like, given the global climate and the things in their personal lives, they felt like it was necessary to get back together. So he gave this really impassioned speech about if you see something in the world you don't like, do your part in making a difference. So at that point, I realized, and that earlier that week, Jordan and I were having a conversation about possibly me going back to school.
Jordan is your girlfriend.
Jordan, of course, for most people who haven't seen any of these streams, Jordan is my girlfriend. About going back to school to possibly become a counselor, and at that moment, I was like, I feel like this is a sign. So I'm looking into it. What path I could go down, what school I could go to complete that. But making a difference in someone's life, even if it's on such like a small scale, would mean a lot to me. I'm always, I love to hear people out and try to help in any way I can. So I think that's my new life course right now. So
we've always been very similar with those values, because that's the whole reason I became an RA at college, a resident assistant. So that's cool, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. It's inspiring, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate
They're going to
it.
write books about you, man.
I doubt it, but
Well,
I don't need that.
He's helping people. He might end up writing books about us.
Yeah,
that'd be
actually,
cool.
that's true. Dude.
I'll write out all the problems you guys had and how to avoid that.
So you're staying in New Jersey for school?
Oh, definitely. I'm
Okay.
like, obviously not to be cheap in any way, but I would like to not spend an arm and a leg. So I'm looking to go to some sort of state school, try to do it in as quickly and efficiently as I can to sort of start my path.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's great. And we go from that to another what I think is an inspiring story. I think it's a story that just speaks to me personally, gathers citizens together to fight an oppressive government. Area 51.
Area 51.
I think it's just as awe-inspiring as that. There
so
for
it's
those
not more.
Right.
for those of you that don't know, Area 51 is a big base in
Are
Nevada.
there people that don't know?
Well, there might be people
might
in
be.
Europe
Yeah.
that
Sure,
aren't
fair.
aware.
That's fair.
It's about
I
outside
apologize.
Las Vegas.
Yeah,
like
it's
in the Nevada area.
outside Las Vegas. And people, there's been a lot of theories and a lot of weird sightings at Area 51 and a lot of rumors that there might be alien activity at that base. That's a very big hotbed for alien activity, UFO activity.
Yes.
And
The whole
so,
Roswell,
yes.
incident.
And so there's a group on Facebook that has gathered, I believe, 500,000
I
people.
think over
like-
500,000.
500,000.
Wait, I think we've broken like 700.
Maybe.
Really?
That are going to storm.
Area 51.
Storm Area
On
50.
September 20th.
September 20th.
Now, you hear that. What do you think? Do you want to do it?
Do I want to do it?
Would you do it?
No.
You would never do it.
No. Because
Um,
I think at least a few people, I think the government would not hesitate to take me out.
Oh.
And that was at 1.4 million.
It's at
by the way.
1.4 million.
Going.
Yeah, I just
Holy
looked it up.
crap.
Going.
Yeah.
And another 1.1 million interested. But no, I would not go.
Actually,
I would
hold
not
on a
go
second.
because I had this crazy theory. I was like talking about with a coworker of mine that this could have been a whole, population control idea. The government implants this idea. Oh yeah, I would love to storm Area 51. And if you show up trying to storm that place, how easy?
You don't think it would look bad though if
Would it look bad?
100,000 citizens
But for
go and they mow
look-
down
Well,
100,000?
it's at 1.4 million. So
It would look
imagine
terrible.
1.4 million people.
But even
went.
imagine 10% of them going.
It's called population control.
All right. Well,
So I think that's
Would
what
it
the
look
government
bad?
is trying to do.
Would it look bad? Sure. Could we stop them if you found out they killed 100,000 people?
the government?
Could you stop them?
I couldn't stop them.
Could I?
Could other
would
military
create- it would
If they,
forces?
create-
if they showed, flexed their muscles enough to show that they had the power to kill that many people in an instant.
You don't.
think
You don't think there'd be riots and
There'd be-
protests
yeah,
in the
absolutely,
street? It would
absolutely.
be chaos.
there would be.
There'd
Yeah.
be more
No
harm
one's
than
ever-
good.
No one's gonna actually.
No one's gonna go. Well, that's the other thing. I don't know if anyone
Wait,
actually
you don't
believes.
think people are going to go?
No.
I
no
think
one-
I
no
think
one
we're
You
gonna
think a
lose-
small group will
I think
go.
we're going to lose about 200 people to raiding Area 51. I'm not even kidding.
No, I think
people are
there
gonna
will
try
be
and
people
go.
that go.
Yeah.
But
I think if like 200 people went, it'd probably be pretty easy to just like arrest them.
they're just gonna detain them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's not hard.
Yeah,
to,
I don't think they're gonna end up.
No.
No one's
shooting
getting
them.
in Area 51. No one's gonna have an alien GF. Like
Well,
it's
that's
not
what
happening.
you saw all the stuff people have been
Yeah.
posting, right? What's the first movie that you guys would take your pet alien to? I said Independence Day. You want to establish the hierarchy right away.
Yeah, so we could do this. to
I'd
you.
probably go. Well, if it was a girl, I'd probably take her to see The Notebook.
Would you know if it was a girl? It's an alien.
I would take her to that movie Paul. Where like.
Oh my god, that's another good one. I like that one.
Yeah, the whole thing is crazy. I love it though. I mean, I'm a big fan of UFO stuff, alien
Absolutely.
stuff.
I'm
Oh.
so big into it that when I just looked up the Facebook event, it said suggested friends to invite, and I invited Calibro immediately.
Dude, I hope
He
you're
did.
going. You should bring the whole fam and have like a whole
Like a picnic?
Aren't you
Yeah.
going there for a bachelor's
Well,
party?
I'm going to be in Vegas just too early. I'm going to be in Vegas in a couple
Oh.
weeks.
Extend the
Damn.
stay for like 3 weeks.
yeah.
Or 3
weeks.
months, you mean?
3 months. You're going in a couple weeks. That's in August.
I'm going July.
You said a couple weeks.
Yeah, so 2 weeks is still July. Actually, it's a week. I'm going in a week.
Oh, see, now that
Jesus.
makes it.
Now,
2 weeks.
What you
is
could
not
do with
July.
your
Yes, it
time
is.
there is you could
Oh,
get
not today.
survey
Oh, yeah,
the
30th.
land and create an accurate plan for you and your family.
Well, you haven't seen the accurate plans that were drawn out on
Oh,
Twitter?
yeah, so the football
Yeah.
one.
Oh, no, there was a bunch of plans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was
drawn
like a
out.
lot of good ones.
LeBron
Yeah.
James is coming from the north entrance.
I like the idea
Yeah.
of sending
Yeah.
the Kyles in. I think that's. a lot of fun.
The Kyles with Monster
We got
Energy.
we got a donation for $5 from Dragon Fist.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it.
Said,
dude.
hey, Dylan, currently in Vegas with the fam, so
Oh,
he's
dude,
out there. He's probably
Nevada.
already prepping
Dude.
for Area
Yeah,
51.
that's freaking awesome.
Said
man.
we'll be returning Thursday, then straight into production for the ceremonial battle part 4.
Love it, dude. Mark,
What's
good
that-
luck, man. That's
What's that
awesome.
reference to?
It's Yugi and it's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tem Duel. That's
Oh.
yeah.
I mean, like in watching. Oh, you said in production.
Yeah, he does like a content creator, Mark.
Oh, very cool. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I missed. That's awesome.
And then you have a new member,
Oh shit! Thank
Matt
you.
Galaxy,
Oh, Matt, great dude, great Australian dude. Matt is great, man.
and a $2 donation from FrostReaper. Said, just weeding out the idiots, don't do it.
Thank you,
That's-
FrostReaper. No, I
he's-
agree with you,
he's in
dude.
with me.
He's a smart
it's
guy.
the government's plan.
Yeah, he's a smart
Yeah.
guy.
They're right. But I actually, to touch on Area 51, I watched a documentary on it that was on Netflix.
Mhm.
And I'm going to draw a blank on the guy's name. But there's, Bill Lazar.
Yeah,
think his
I
name
watched the
is.
same.
Bob
Yeah, it was
Lazar,
me. I
Bob
watched the
Lazar.
same documentary.
So
You
I
turned me on to it. I
literally,
watched it.
literally
watched
sick.
it.
You watched it too?
Yeah,
I have to watch
it's
it.
wild.
Dude,
It's wild,
it is
yeah.
The guy worked in Area 51,
They
and
try
he
to kill
comes
him.
out Yeah, and they had a bounty on his head, like looking for him to try and get him. And he had all this information saying he was working on stuff that humans couldn't have possibly created. And,
So
drives me
it's a
crazy.
Netflix documentary. It's a pretty interesting documentary. Although a lot of people that have seen the documentary and have seen Bob Lazar go on Joe Rogan's podcast,
still watch
they
that.
say that Joe Rogan's podcast is way more informative and better
Really?
than the documentary. I haven't seen Joe
I
Rogan's
haven't seen the
podcast.
podcast.
Do you think he
either.
talked
Ba-
about using DMT on it?
I saw that meme though.
Bob,
I did see
so
that.
Bob Lazar was a scientist that worked in Area 51. There's proof that he worked there. The government claimed he never did, but there's proof that he worked there. His records of going to Caltech and another
erased.
college were completely erased, so there's no records that he went to school. But Area 51 is not hiring someone that never went to college.
Right,
You know
he
what I
went
mean?
there, yeah.
And he claims that he worked on alien craft. I think Element 105 or Element 115 was the main power source for this UFO. And it was basically like an anti-gravity craft. That's how it worked. And when it was on, you couldn't actually touch the
it,
craft.
yeah.
The gravity was that strong, and that's how it would move. And, you know, if you think about it, let's take him at his word, which that's a whole other debate whether he's telling the truth
Right,
or
of
not.
course.
If you take him at his word, the U.S. would obviously want to militarize that because if they
Right.
can get tanks or planes that have that technology, they're
all- yeah,
invincible.
yeah.
Nothing can touch them. You shoot a bullet at it, the gravity's pushing it away.
Right.
So you basically become the dominant force in the world. So it makes sense for them not to want to become public with it. Like, yeah, we have this technology. We don't know where it came from or how it worked.
Right.
But he said there were like 9 crafts that were made. He only worked on one of the 9 that were functional, or I think 4 of them were functional, that were definitely not human made, that were definitely not from this planet. And yeah, he came out with that information. At first, he was anonymous. It came out that who he was, and he got shot at while he was driving on the freeway.
Right, they
So
try
he
to, like,
feared
blow out
for
a tire of
yeah, he feared for his life. Again, we don't know if that was the government or not, but he feared for his life, and so he went out publicly. And he still sticks by that story. But it's funny because he says that if he could change it, he'd go back and say he would never say anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's why
It's
you
human
ask, like,
delay.
oh, well, why don't more people come out with it? That's exactly
I mean,
why.
we've seen every whistleblower in the history of the United States has been like threatened.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the history of the world, look at people
of the
like
world.
Edward Snowden.
Well, yes, well,
I mean,
yeah, that's what
look
I mean,
at
like-
what his life has become.
Yeah, it's
Look
horrible.
at what Julian Assange. Like,
Right.
look at all these
Every
people.
whistleblower. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
Whether
worth it.
what
It's
you
not
agree
worth
or
it.
disagree with what they did,
Personally.
your whole life is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're hunted forever.
Yeah, right.
I suppose I should say it's not worth it for them personally. In the global scale, it's very important.
They're helping
you know?
other people,
Yeah,
but
we
they're
should
not
know.
helping
Yeah,
themselves.
How many
Right.
people though are willing to make that sacrifice? And then you get
Exactly.
into the idea of sometimes when people release information that they shouldn't have, does it put people who are undercover agents on the line of fire? And so you get into some gray areas
Right.
on
So
whistleblowing.
it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot, and
It's crazy, man.
I'd like to
Yeah.
Aliens and
yeah,
stuff.
I'd
But
like to
this
believe
is
Bill
interesting.
Lazar, yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
documentary was
yeah,
you
because
watched
it's,
it. Yeah.
because it's completely different. Like it's not about our politics. It's not about us. Like it's
No.
about life existing outside of this planet, outside of this solar system.
Yep.
And I think I don't know. I kind of take him at his word for it. That like I think it's suspicious that why would the government go to all this trouble to discredit him when
Yeah.
it's clearly proven that he did work there if he was just BSing, right?
Yeah.
When they just let him talk into the ether and that would be it.
Well, the other thing that was really fascinating is he claimed back in the 1980s when this first came out that there was a machine that let him get into the room that measured the bone width in your hand.
Yep.
And that machine back in the 80s, that was no one knew what that was. So it was like, oh, this guy's
technology.
crazy. He's talking about nutty stuff. He described it as like pointers coming out, and he put his hand in the pointers. And then in the early 2000s, I think it was an air base in California that revealed the technology that they were using, and it was the same exact technology that he described 15 years prior.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, well, how did he know that that technology was being used if he wasn't at Area 51?
Right, he obviously.
You know, so there's a lot of things that he said back then that all of a sudden are kind of coming true. It's fascinating. It really
Where there's
is.
smoke, there's fire, is the saying.
Yeah,
Right? So,
yeah. I like to believe in that stuff. I
do
do. It gives me goosebumps, but
And,
I like
you
to
know,
believe in it.
Truth coming from Bill's mouth or not, you know, them being here or not, we are not alone.
there's
You don't
no
think
way.
we're alone?
It's
I know.
impossible.
No.
It's impossible.
Well, think about how
I think
massive.
It's arrogant to say that we're the only
Yeah.
life form.
When
Yeah.
we were talking about this like last week when we were talking about the whole Area 51 thing, right? When we look for life other places, right? You have trillions of galaxies. How are we the only people there? And then when we look for these so-called habitable zones, right?
What do they call them? The Goldilocks.
Yeah, the Goldilocks zone, right? When you look at that on deep space telescopes, we're looking for places that exactly live in the same environment that we do.
Right.
That's assuming that.
That all other life.
Why
lives that way.
couldn't life live in something else where maybe most of what they breathe is not oxygen, it's nitrogen?
Right.
Like, you don't know what different creatures could be made. They could look like us. They could not look like us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a million different things that we can't comprehend yet. I mean, we don't know things about our own ocean.
Well, like, what if there's like humanoid ice creatures on another solar system where they live and
Right.
the weather is negative 75 degrees Fahrenheit
Yeah.
or whatever Celsius
Negative
is,
700.
and they can live like that because their body is made of like frozen skin or something like that. Like, there's anything is a
There's
possibility.
proof in our own solar system, right? Like, a lot of people say that, not making jokes about Martians, but a lot of people say that there was possible life on Mars. We do have proof now that there used to be an ocean there, that there possibly was microscopic parasites and organisms. Like, it is possible life could have been there when their environment was very different, when they had an actual atmosphere that wasn't 1% or 0.1% it is of ours now. Like, all these things are possible.
Yeah.
We just, I feel as human beings, we don't open our mind to it because we're so used to lying and to conspiracies that we don't know what's real anymore. And we don't have imagination anymore.
Well, I think there also is a fear factor of it. I think a lot of people are afraid of the unknown and afraid that they might not be like the superior.
Oh, yeah,
being.
it would be
Because if
life-changing.
Because like, let's say if aliens are here,
Right.
or life from another planet or solar system is here, that means their technology is that much superior to
That they got
ours.
here.
To get to us.
That's
First.
terrifying.
Not only that they were able to get to us,
But
that
can
they were able
control
to get
themselves.
here and aren't seen by, say, 99.99% of humans on
Right.
Earth.
Right.
Yeah.
If people have actually seen something like that.
Right. But that's the other thing that's kind of weird. Like, if they were here, wouldn't there be evidence like among the people rather than all of these sightings with like the government and everything? Like, wouldn't at some point one of these UFOs just crashed into the Empire State Building or crashed into like New York City or Philadelia or
Well, think about
California?
how
Why
good
would
the
it necessarily
technology
happen?
is.
Yeah.
If their technology is,
Right, I guess,
if
yeah.
they have these machines that can basically control the pull of gravity on the machine, they'll never hit anything.
Well, okay, but what if, let's say it's not a pull of gravity craft. What if a craft just crashes into like the woods and hikers come across? Like, even though there have been kind of stories like that,
Right.
but like, I don't know.
How can you prove that it's an alien ship, though?
Right. Well, a UFO is literally an unidentified
Identified
flying
flying
object.
object. Yeah.
Anything.
So you could see a UFO and it doesn't necessarily mean it's an alien. It could very well be a government like
Yeah.
aircraft that they're
Yeah,
testing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think an interesting story, and yes, it's obviously fictional because it's comics, but they're in
Captain
Flashpoint-
Marvel.
No, but I have the shirt on. But in Flashpoint Paradox, right, the whole story of Superman was that he crashes in Kansas, right, in the middle of nowhere, and he's able to live his life until he comes out to be Superman.
Yeah.
Well, in Flashpoint Paradox, he crashes in the middle of Metropolis, a major city.
Right.
And you know what the government does with him? They lock him away forever. So, like, that's
true.
It depends on where these things would land, and that's probably how the government or we as a society would react.
Do you believe that you have seen a UFO?
No, I
No.
have not. No.
Not legitimate.
No, I don't think I have either. I've
think
seen
so.
like before like some weird like lights in the sky
Yeah.
on my drives home from like Montclair, but like it's not enough for me to think,
Planes.
oh,
It
it's
could
a
be
UFO.
anything.
Yeah, it could be a plane.
Could
yeah,
be a shooting star.
exactly.
Light pollution. I mean, it could be a million.
I've
things.
never had like a really weird experience like
No.
some people have. Even with like, well, it's different with like ghosts and spirits. That's a little
That's a
some
whole
weird
different
things. That's a
conversation.
whole
Yeah.
different conversation. Yeah. Do we have any donations?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah,
we
we'll
can
read
hop
some
into
donations.
a
Then maybe
few
we'll
of
get
them.
into ghost stories if we have any
Talk
stories
about
like
anything
that.
on this
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
Yeah, we don't have to
absolutely.
talk about my weekend.
Well, that's coming up. Cal's weekend update is next.
Otis Cunningham with $2. He said the Air Force released an official statement. So I'm assuming that means about the raid
about
itself.
the-
Yes,
we
I
re-
did
we
hear that,
ready to
Otis,
defend-
that they're ready to defend Area 51. Yeah, they said that.
Right.
Matt Galaxy,
Thank you, Otis.
$2 Australian said storming Area 51 sounds like a GTA mission.
It does.
No, it
It
does. It
really
sounds like it
does.
would be a
Really
San
does.
Andreas mission.
Yeah.
It really does.
Dude,
That's funny.
51 is
I feel
still-
like it's a
Um,
mission we
that's
would
great,
fail
dude.
a lot.
That
Oh,
is-
yeah,
that
Matt,
is
that's
hilarious.
amazing.
We have you got 2 new members,
Oh, my God. Thank you
Crazy
guys so
J
much.
Green and Cloud Nation 101.
Crazy J, Cloud Nation, thank you guys so much. The more members I get, the more emotes I can add. So I'll definitely be adding emotes
Someone did ask about that. They said, "What is the difference between what you get on Patreon and what you get as a channel member?"
So it's a great question. There's not really any major differences. Like the Patreon $2 tier, you get the projected weekly upload schedule, and the $3 YouTube membership, you get the same thing. The big difference with YouTube, because $5 on Patreon and YouTube, you get your name included in the end credits, just like you'd get access to the live stream. There's nothing that you're missing out on YouTube membership as opposed to Patreon. The thing you're missing out on Patreon is the badges. It's the badge next to your name, which right now is Aki, but that upgrades if you stay longer than a month. I think there's 6 different badges that you can get next to your name, and you choose which one you want to have in the comment section or in the live stream, and custom emotes. So with patrons, you don't get that, but with YouTube members, you do. Besides that, the $5 and the $10 tier for YouTube, there's really nothing else. Patreon, the higher you go, I send mail out. That's the advantage of Patreon. But other than that, everything is pretty similar between YouTube and Patreon. The difference with Patreon is I can ask for addresses. I don't think with YouTube I can. So Patreon, there's mail rewards for higher tiers. YouTube, it kind of caps at 10, but you get the badges and the emotes. So thank you guys for being new members, though. I mean, it means a lot. That's amazing.
You have another new member, Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee, thank you so
Whoa,
much,
that's
Brandon.
so bizarre.
Wait a second. Yeah. Okay. So
okay.
my brother and Nick T's brother are on the couch
Yeah,
playing.
my brother's out here. They're playing
Yeah.
Tekken right now. But very weird. We were sitting at dinner only a few short hours ago, and randomly, my mom, I guess maybe she's looking at a picture of my brother or something, just randomly texts my brother while we're sitting down, "You look like Brandon Lee." And at first it was like, wait, like Bruce Lee's son? No, there was an actor named BrandonLee who I guess he does bear a resemblance to. But the same name?
That's crazy.
Very
That
weird.
is very
Maybe
weird.
it is the actor, Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee,
So shout
whether
out.
whether you're famous or not, Brandon, you're famous in my eyes, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for joining.
You got $5 from Elizabeth W.
Liz,
She said,
She's
"Hey
great.
guys,
She's
hope
great.
you guys are having a good night. Fun question: if you were teleported to any TV, movie, or anime universe, where would you choose?"
okay, well, you know what?
That
How
is so
about
tough.
we read off the rest, because there's probably not a crazy amount more, right?
Not too many.
Okay, so how about we read off the rest, and then that'll be the question to kick off the next convo.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
All right,
Yeah.
so
That will
then
really get us into it.
Yeah.
$10 from Matthew Kennedy.
Matt,
Oh,
thank you so
hey.
much,
He said,
dude.
"Hi Dylan, excited for tomorrow's episode. Nick and Pete, you guys are awesome, and Mom Fight is a cool
thank
band.
you.
What?
Sorry, forgot your name, Nick. Break into Dylan's house and do a live stream."
Matt, you're
It's
great,
Cal,
dude.
It's Cal.
Yeah.
It's
But
Nick
it's
or
Nick.
Cal,
Nick or
whatever
Cal.
you
Matt,
want.
you're
Whatever
right.
you want it to be, really.
Matt, you're amazing. And yeah, I'm excited for the episode 2 tomorrow.
And
thank you so
for the
much,
love
buddy.
For my band. That was
Mom
so
Fight's
sweet.
great,
You didn't have to
dude.
say that. That was nice.
$2 from Frobel Vergara.
Frobel.
Throwable.
And it says, "I was notified, so I made it. Anyone drinking? LOL."
Well, we're going to be going over some drinking on Cal's weekend recap.
Cal's
Don't you
a
worry.
big White Claw drinker. You know, there's no laws when you're drinking the claw.
There
so
ain't no
remember that.
laws when you drink. I don't want to. I don't know if that video is copyright,
Wait,
so I
is
won't
that-
finish
yeah,
it.
Would we have to owe him royalties?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
so
know,
don't finish it.
not
I'm
gonna
glad you didn't
finish
finish it. Frobel, thank you so much, dude.
$2 from Goosey Q.
Goose. Thank you, dude.
Goose said a similar blackout happened in 1977. Is that a coincidence?
Is that
Yeah,
for real?
July 13th, 1977. And I said that because we were out. July 13th, 1977, major blackout in New York. July 13th, 2019, that's when the blackout in Manhattan happened. Strange
Bizarre.
coincidence.
Strange coincidence.
I think
would
it's-
say it's a coincidence.
Yeah, the government's not shutting off power. I
You
don't
never
think.
know.
But
You never
42
know.
years later, Goose,
But it was,
great.
it was very interesting what was going on. A lot of the videos that came out, there was a show, or I think it was a concert that was going on, and the choir came out on the street and was singing. There was citizens directing traffic. It
Yeah.
was a very
It was
weird
dope. It was
time.
dope.
$5 from FrostReaper 23.
Frost, thank you so
Said,
much, dude.
It's either we are alone in the universe or we aren't. Both are terrifying.
Terrifying. Who
That's a
said
He
that?
said that's a quote.
Yeah.
He said the probability of life coming to exist is a low decimal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I
I
mean,
definitely agree
it's
with
not
that.
like it's not like there's a 50% chance we're
Yeah.
gonna see something. You know,
Yeah.
it's a low chance, but it's a chance.
But I
And-
mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess in terms of like the vastness of the universe, it is a low chance that they would get to us. But I firmly believe, and like not in a conspiracy theorist kind of way, I firmly believe that within our lifetime, something will come out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I hope so.
We have $2 from, I'm gonna say this name, but it looks like a name like Daniel J. Edwards would make as a joke.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it anyway. Riff Skaz's official Bara Furry Spank Bank of Dicks. $2 donation.
God, dude. Oh, it's gotta be. Wait, because look at the comment.
Time to give Go Onuza. I can't say his name.
Onuzica.
Onuzica some support. That's gotta be
Dude,
him.
Daniel J.
If it's
Edwards.
not,
That
that's
actually
amazing.
is
He's a freaking.
You think that's him?
If
I
it's
think
not
it's
him, that's amazing.
He's the man,
too,
dude.
though.
He's freaking awesome.
I hope I
man.
called him on that.
He's fucking awesome. Dan, you're great.
And
dude.
then we
Thank
got
you.
one more donation real quick, and then we can hop into Liz's question.
Yes.
For $5 from Brandon Lee, and he said, 42 years. The meaning of life, the universe, and everything is 42. It cannot be a coincidence. That's kind of creepy. I'm not
Yeah.
going to lie.
Yeah. Brandon, you're giving me goosebumps, man. Thank you so much for
The
the
hair in my
dono.
arms just stuck up.
Geez, thank you everyone. Thank you for new channel members. Means the world. I hope you're spamming Cal in the chat. By the way, have we been seeing a lot? Have we seen a lot?
No, not too
No,
many.
not
Not too many.
No, we
yet.
gotta spam them, man.
Yeah, spam that.
But anyway,
All right, so you want me to
what
up
what
Liz's
you
question?
what universe
Universe.
what universe, as Liz asked, would you want to be teleported in? Anime, TV, movie? What universe?
Any show.
Any show.
Anything.
Movie.
From anything.
Thank you, Cloud Nation.
Cloud Nation spamming the cows.
Cloud, I love it, dude.
It just looks so great. Ah, man, that's tough.
Honestly, if I had to pick one, then I feel like this is like really like cliche.
Westworld.
But no, I was gonna say Pokemon
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
because I would love to like.
That's a good
growing
one.
up on the game, like I
Yeah.
would just love to be all up in that. Like I think it'd be awesome.
If I can make myself anything,
Yeah.
I would say being some kind of bender in the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe.
Ooh.
I think that would be
Wow, that would
just-
be dope.
It would just be awesome.
That's
Now,
a good
what type
pick.
of bender would you want to be?
Ooh.
Because I'd want to be fire.
All right, so we're putting aside that I'm not the Avatar.
Yeah,
so I have
you're
to,
not
I
the
have
Avatar.
to pick one.
Unfortunately,
I gotta
You're
go
not the
Earth. Then.
Avatar.
Gotta go Earth. I mean, water's a close second because
Yeah.
then you could do that blood bending.
Yeah,
so that'd
yeah.
be cool.
Bloodbender.
But yeah,
It's dark.
I would love that. Yeah, it's when the full moon's out.
Yeah.
Um,
A couple people said the cow
oh, that's
universe.
tough.
Come on.
I'm sorry. One sec. I don't know. That's.
It is a tough
we'll put
question.
you on the
I
spot.
Still,
don't know.
do
I'd
you
love
have
to
an
be a
answer?
Saiyan,
'Cause
honestly.
next
Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh.
Dragon
back.
Ball would be great.
I think
That's a
being
good one.
Saiyan would be like really sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, there'd be a lot of. I mean, in most of our scenarios, at least keep in mind, there's probably be a lot of death surrounding us. And it wouldn't really be that fun, but it would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I want to be a fun one. I immediately thought like maybe like My Hero Academia, but again, it's you
There's
could
a lot
die.
of messed up stuff. That
Yeah,
happens
no, I
in
know.
that.
That's why like it's not
wait,
fun.
I take it back. Gundam. I'd definitely be a Gundam pilot.
That's even worse.
Oh, it'd be way worse.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely. what do you mean?
I'd be way worse. The
Jesus
political
Christ.
implications are.
Yeah.
And
But
Liz,
yeah.
I'm up to the task of catching over 800 different Pokemon for sure.
Well, not in Sword and Shield.
Oh, there's more now.
No, they're never. It's a whole meme because the national dex isn't there. So
Right,
like
it's
not.
only what you can catch
So a
in the
lot of
game.
people have been very upset. Someone even tried to start like false rumors that the director's a child molester.
Okay.
The
my
Pokemon
God.
community is just yeah.
So what? There's like a cap of there's only what like 100 Pokemon.
I mean it's all the new Pokemon that are in Sword and
There's
Shield.
also other Pokemon.
And then there's other
but, like, only
Pokemon.
what you can catch in game is what you can catch. and that's
Right. You can't like transfer older Pokemon in. I really don't care. Like I'm fine with it.
It's whatever.
But
So
like and if
I'm not
people
that
are
fine with it, but
upset
it's okay.
if people are upset with it, fine. Like so you don't like it.
I
You,
don't like it, but hey, I'm not gonna like accuse him of being a child molester.
that's what some people did.
No.
I mean the Pokemon community,
Wait, so there is no Pokemon game out there that has like all of them?
I think probably Sun and Moon did, right? Does someone fact check me? Could you get every single Pokemon from Gens 1 to 7 in Sun and Moon? I'm not positive on that.
Yeah.
But
Liz said she would choose Pokemon as well.
Pokemon's a great
Yeah.
choice. I'm gonna
Good
have to go with you on that. Pokemon's a good choice. Yeah.
Hey, we could do like partner battles. or
Yeah,
whatever.
we can partner trainer
Comic
Jimmy
World
and
would be fun too.
yeah.
You get
Yeah.
to be like Captain America.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
fun.
that'd
But
be
again,
fun.
there's
But you'd be
fighting
in that
and
universe.
stuff.
You wouldn't necessarily be Captain America.
No, I'm choosing.
Or
that.
about Shawshank Redemption. That'd be kind of fun to be in.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Let's go to prison.
I've never seen the movie.
So guys,
Cal won't be on next episode.
yeah, thank you guys so much for coming.
We got a $2 donation from Phobal Vergara.
Thank you,
And
Frobel.
he said, for me, because of recent anime, Shield Hero Mel Remark.
Shield Hero, I've heard good things about. I don't
know.
I don't know much about it. I just heard good things. But good choice, Frobel. Maybe I'll check that show out. Let's go into some. We've talked about UFOs. Let's go into some ghost stories.
Oh,
First
okay.
question, quick fire. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you believe in spirits? Do you think it's
Yeah.
the same thing?
Yes.
I think it's pretty.
I think
much
it's the same.
thing.
I think it's the same
I
thing.
think
Yeah.
a ghost or a spirit, I would consider
Because there's
the
some
same
people
thing.
that are like, I don't believe in ghosts, but I believe in spirits. And I'm like, all
I
right.
think it's the one in the same.
It's yeah.
Just, like they can take different forms. I think.
Okay.
Like when spirits whatever a seance, as opposed to like something physically moving. Like the whole idea of poltergeist being able to physically
Mm-hmm.
change something in.
So a ghost to me is when like a white sheet is floating around the room. That's to me what a ghost is. So you've had experiences with that. A white sheet floating around a room.
No, but
Holding a candle.
no.
Like an actual, like a cartoon character.
So one of the I'll tell a story of mine. One of the craziest
Yeah,
stories.
This one, if you're telling this one, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's it was about a week after my grandfather passed away.
Oh, yeah.
And he was known, found this out after the fact, for dropping like glasses and breaking and shattering glasses. It was Texans Redskins in overtime, NFL. And they only play once every 4 years, so I'm sure you could look back to the exact date. You'll find it was a Sunday. You'll find that was a Sunday 1 o'clock game. And the game was in overtime. And my mom called me, and I was at our friend Brian Weir's, who's down the street. He's about a
good old
block down
Weir.
the street. You three might have all been there, honestly.
Probably.
And I got a call. And what we would do on football Sundays is we'd go to someone's house back in high school. We'd watch the games, grab
Yeah, it was
food, and maybe order Cluck You, which is this Cluck You. It's a
yeah.
chicken place.
Great chicken place.
Sounds weird,
I
but
guess
it's
that's not. Is that?
it's probably not. It's probably.
it's not universal.
probably Northeast,
barely,
right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like barely national.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a chicken chain
it's
called
chicken-
Cluck You. Really good. It's very expensive though, so I don't go there often.
Cluck you.
Cluck You. Cluck. Anyway, my mom calls me at around 4:15 and she says, "Hey, your brother is home. He heard something shatter down the hall." And he's a little nervous, and he wants you to like come over. And my brother was younger at the time. I think he was probably like 14. So I was.
Dean, can you corroborate the story? All right,
He's shaking his head. Yes.
Shaking his head.
So
We got a nod.
I didn't want to leave the game because I wanted to see what was going to happen. Redskins, Texans.
Oh, so intriguing.
Wait, right to Goosey. It's Cluck U, the letter U, not Y.
I got
it, I
got it.
University.
So
I'll do the typing.
I didn't want to leave the house, but I left. So I leave. I don't know who won that game. Look up that game. Texans Redskins overtime.
I don't know.
And I'm walking back home, and I open the door, and I'm in the room that the glass shattered in. So that's when my brother Dean, he comes down the hall, and we look, and we see a glass that we've had in that room, in our dining room for years, tilted, knocked over, and the entire base of the glass was completely shattered. So the only way that could happen is if someone lifted it up and dropped it, right?
Right.
For the base to shatter like that. Right. And it's on a balanced thing. It's a glass. So
Right,
it's not just
Right,
going to
so it's
knock
not like it's
over.
just gonna tip
There's not
over.
an
There's no
we're
reason for it to tip over.
we're in New Jersey. There was no earthquake.
It looks like it was September 18th, 2010. The Texans won in overtime 30-27.
Okay, and my grandpa passed probably like September 12th. It was right after my birthday. My birthday is September 9th. So I remember the time very well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was very bizarre. There was really no logical explanation as to why that had happened. And that's probably the freakiest kind of ghost story, especially when my parents came back and
I
they saw the
remember
glass shattered. And my dad was like, my dad, it was his father.
Right.
We always kind of joked around because at every like holiday gathering, he would always like drop a glass and
That's
break
insane.
silverware. It was freaky. Yeah.
That's a freaky.
So that was, dude.
It still
was-
kind of creeps me out. When you
Yeah,
tell the
it was
story.
creepy. And luckily, I walked in because if Dean had told me what happened, I wasn't going in that house. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sleeping
it.
at Weir's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping in my car. You kidding me? So
I don't have have many personal ghost stories. But there was one that actually makes me believe because my grandmother, who's very about her wits, she's not one to lie, she's not one to make up these crazy stories. She's very with it. Her and her aunt, her sister, who unfortunately is a little crazier, but I believe this because of my grandmother. When they were teenagers, had lived in a house that they both believe was haunted by not like a like poltergeist basically, and nothing malicious or mean, but so one instance was in the refrigerator they had not jelly. What else do you spread on
Nutella.
no like
Butter.
It's like jelly.
Jam.
It's another name for no.
Jam.
It starts with M.
Not marmalade. is it?
Marmalade.
It's all right.
Oh, that is
Marmalade.
it.
Okay,
What
yes,
is it?
that.
This
So
vile.
oh, it's good. Come on.
Hey.
Vile.
So they had that and
Godless
like
spread.
glasses like that, like glasses. I just remember marmalade because she had brought that up in the story.
Sure.
Or whatever, but like glasses, everyone go up to bed, and they would hear like clinking of glasses, like of different various things, and they would find like things out each night, and they both swear that one night they were there and they saw the glasses come out of the the cabinets. Like
Shut the hell
physically leave the cabinets. And my grandma still maintains to this day, and her sister, agrees that my aunt ran out of the house screaming.
I'm out.
Damn.
I'm out.
And you see something like that.
I'm out.
How could you not believe?
How do you
Burn that
react?
house to the
Right.
ground.
But
That's
how do you react? Honestly, like let's say seriously, we all saw that whatever it's called.
Banister?
No.
The
scent-
soundboard.
No, not the
mixer.
soundboard.
What are we talking
The
scent thing.
The scent thing.
Yes.
Let's say.
For the record, we have a diffuser, an essential oil diffuser.
Yeah, no one's vaping.
No one's
Let's just say that started honestly just moving by itself across the table. How do you react? What, do you leave? Like, what do you do?
No, I'm more interested.
Or like something starts floating.
Hey,
That's
I
even
just want to see what
creepier.
happens. As
Yeah.
long as it's not going to
Actually,
kill
I'd
me, that'd be
probably
lit.
I'd probably leave.
I don't. I
I'd
think
be
I'd
in
be.
shock.
I think I'd be so in shock that I
would just
couldn't
be like
move.
that. I would just be looking at it like, oh my god.
Good?
I'm good. Sorry.
Let's see.
I'm a mess.
If you
The spirits
saw
got to
something,
him.
if you saw something start rising and levitating by itself, I don't think I'd be able to move.
I'd just be in
I think I'd
shock.
be
Yeah,
so.
I'd be
intrigued.
stunned.
I'm
Yeah.
intrigued.
I would be stunned in the moment. I'd maybe watch it. I'd be intrigued,
See,
but
none
I would leave.
None of that stuff freaks me out. What freaks me out more is like when you watch like those, haunting Connecticut things or something like that. When it's in your house, right? And it's not something floating or something, but like you hear either their spirits talking to you or writing on the walls. That to me is what gives me the EBGBs and stuff.
Well,
like
have
that.
you ever experienced anything?
I've never really experienced like I guess I've thought I've seen things or saw things, but I probably didn't.
When I was 5 years old, I woke up from a nap and I looked down the banister because I have a banister, and I swear to God, I saw a Dracula on wheels wheel out from my living room down the hall.
A Dracula.
A vampire.
A vampire
Looked like Dracula.
on wheels.
On wheels. It was a robot Dracula. And I went to my mom screaming, and she went downstairs, and there was nothing down there. It must have been a fever vision. But, I swear by I saw that. Like, I
Yeah.
No, but
saw
they're
it.
real because one of the things I get, even to this day,
Obviously, it wasn't.
it's Dracula on wheels. Yeah, no, like when I have a bad fever,
Yeah.
I hallucinate.
Oh, fever dreams.
really,
are the worst,
really
like,
bad.
Whether sleeping or not.
And like
yeah.
so everything feels real. I remember this one where I ran downstairs to my mom and I started apologizing profusely, and she's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And I was like, "I broke everything upstairs. I'm so sorry." Like I was convinced in my head that I destroyed everything and
my
and
God.
nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Well, fever
That's what-
hallucinations are absolutely real.
but as
and they're
ghost-wise,
terrifying.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, what about you?
So I've never really had like a personal experience where I was like, oh my god, like I saw something move or anything like that. But you ever get like that feeling that there's somebody else like around you, but you're by yourself?
Oh yeah.
And then like you get that like cold rush. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I get that, and I'll be like by myself, and then I'll hear something like a door creak or something, and like in my house, like I always am just in shock if something like that happens. I'm like, I'm not going downstairs, you know?
Right.
It's one of those things where like I'm in my room and I heard something downstairs, and I know damn well my dog's the only other person in the house and they're sitting on my lap. I'm not moving.
Yeah.
You actually just sparked my memory. To
Well,
one.
sometimes it can be the foundation, but it's still just the
Yeah,
thought.
but you don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
like-
it's the
Yeah, 'cause
uneasiness.
you don't know like if it's your mind playing tricks or not.
Sure.
But you did make me think of one. So I do have a ghost story. It's not me
Ooh.
personally though. It's my aunt.
Okay.
Right? So my aunt and uncle, they go like just out for a night or whatever, right? And I forget, they stayed at some like little bed and breakfast, right? And so my aunt felt weird the entire time she went in the room that they had. And just uncomfortable, cold, like it was just strange. She thought maybe she was getting sick, right? So they go to bed. And my aunt she wakes up to feeling like pressure on her chest, like someone's sitting on it,
Okay.
right? And so she's freaked out by that, and then she wakes up my uncle, and it's just like I just feel really weird. Can you hold me, right? So they go back to sleep. She wakes up again, and she sees someone standing at the foot of the bed,
Nope.
right? And so she starts freaking the F out, is profusely crying, right? And he didn't see anything; only she saw this stuff, right? So they check out. They check out after the night's over. Right? She had a horrible night's sleep. She barely slept, right? So she's curious. So she goes, as they're driving home, she goes on her phone, she Googles, right? She Googles the hotel. And the hotel actually had a murder happen in that room, and she didn't know about that beforehand that they were staying in. And she's convinced that that's what it was, and that's what she saw.
Holy
And so I remember my
crap.
mom telling me that. It was like a few years ago.
Terrifying.
You actually just reminded me of
Yeah.
that. And I probably just blocked it out of my memory. And yeah,
Sorry.
So that was her experience, not mine.
That's the other terrifying thing, because like sometimes you'll see something and you know that it's not real, but if you see it, it's still terrifying.
Yeah, and she just felt uncomfortable, not only with seeing it even before that, but like she felt like someone was looking at her, that someone was sitting on her, like there was something there.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
That reminds me, because you have two from your parents, like one regarding the
Spy House.
and the other with the hotel that they had gone to.
Yeah, yeah. The Spy House. There's a very famous lighthouse that is called the Spy House right by where we live, about 10 minutes.
It was
Great,
like a
great Pokemon Go spot. Yeah, the Revolutionary War or something.
Revolutionary War.
And there's claims that it's very haunted. And so my dad, who loves this stuff, took a picture inside the Spy House, and there was nothing there when he took a picture. It was in the day. We have the picture. I don't have it on my computer right now.
And I've seen it.
Yeah,
ago,
and
too.
you see the silhouette of what looks like a person with a top hat, which is what people describe that they've seen. It's surreal. I'll have the picture next time we do this Tuesday night. But it's a crazy photo. And then the hotel one, I don't really remember. There's been a lot
they
of
had
weird.
gone to the hotel that was the inspiration for The Shining, right?
No, that was Ron Savage's.
Oh, that was
Yeah, that
Savage's.
wasn't
But
me.
hadn't your parents gone to a haunted hotel and recorded it?
Yeah, us four went to one
You all went
in
to-
Pennsylvania, but nothing crazy
Nothing
happened.
I thought
no.
you got picked up something.
No. Oh, we picked up a weird noise at 3 a.m. that went. That's exactly how it sounded.
It was a villager from Minecraft.
That is exactly how the noise sounded. My brother can corroborate for me, shaking his head. Yes, we believe that he probably just made it because he was young at that point. So you know, it was probably just him, but still weird nonetheless. Yeah, stories are crazy, man.
Yeah.
Ghosts are crazy.
I have some donations if you want me to.
Yeah, we'll
them
read
off
some
real quick.
donations. We'll get into Cal's weekend recap, and then maybe we'll wrap this up.
Cal's weekend recap.
We're gonna walk you through this.
All right, so
Is my mic monitoring real quick?
What do you mean?
I thought I saw. For some reason, I thought it was off. Does it seem like it's on?
I think you're fine, Nick T.
Yeah.
Can everybody hear Nick T?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
You didn't mute your mic.
No, the switch is on.
Yeah, you're fine then.
Oh, that's
Yeah, you're good.
okay.
You might just be low. I don't know. So $5 from Yugioh.
Oh, Yuto. He's coming to August 10th for talking Yu-Gi-Oh, so that'll be a
He
blast.
said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He said to you, Nick T, he said, Nick, I agree I would be a Gundam pilot. See you on the battlefield. Also, I would be in Arc 5. Gotta fight a Yu-Gi-Oh war and then get killed by dual Nazis.
That's incredible.
Nick T, they said you're quiet if you want to raise your mic a little
wait.
bit.
Can you reach the channel?
Which one are you?
4. And just, yep, there we go. Beautiful.
Okay.
Got it.
So you got $20 from Matt Kennedy.
Matt, thank you so much, dude.
And he said, I would be a bloodbender. I would be in the Gundam universe so I could pilot one of the 72 Gundam frames, which are based on the 72 demons of hell from Gundam Iron, Blooded Orphans, like the Gundam on my profile pic, Barbados.
Dude, Matt, you're a big Gundam fan. And Nick T's brother's giving us the thumbs up. He
yes,
loves
dude.
Gundam.
Yeah.
So that's freaking awesome, dude. Matt, you're the best.
Another $10 from Matt Kennedy. He said, been working on a new deck, created the Digital Demon deck. Now the new deck is going to be called the Red Ruby. It's a Cyber Spire type deck, PF summoning monster, and boosting their attacks for strong hits.
That's
Is
awesome,
that
Matt.
kinda, yeah.
Well, yeah, we're going to go over that deck when we have our call. I can't wait to talk to you, dude. I'm
He's
excited.
got so much, like,
Yeah, Matt, you're just
He's got so many ideas.
you're great, dude.
I swear, if that guy doesn't become a writer.
Yeah, thank you for the donations, dude. I mean, you're incredible.
$5 from Demomo. No message.
Demomo, love you, man. Have a
So
good one, dude.
Demomo.
Thank you.
Always my
Always killing
favorite.
it.
I love saying
Um,
that, Demomo.
$5 from Brian Ford.
Brian.
He used one of your
Channel members, too. Love
the
you,
Yugi
dude.
emote on here.
Oh, good.
Said, hey guys, just saw Spider-Man Far From Home. Epic. How is the night going? What did I miss? Also, congrats on the membership, Dylan.
Oh,
That
heck
Brian,
yeah.
you were the first member
Yes.
ever, so thank you.
Congrats.
That is
Yeah.
freaking awesome. You're the
Yeah,
best.
And you just missed some Area 51 talk, right?
Yeah, that's all you missed, dude.
Area 51.
Far From Home, out of 10. What
I
do you
didn't
give
see
it?
it, I didn't see
I
it.
didn't see it
I
either.
didn't
I didn't
see
see it either. I thought you were going to see it Saturday when you left.
I didn't see it.
Now, we're going to talk about that because you lied to me.
Well, then
so-
I was going to go Sunday, and I didn't go. I
Well,
was going to text you, and I didn't go. So
Cal
guys
went,
gotta
Cal
see
went
it.
to the bars. We're going to talk about that in Cal's weekend recap. Nick, are you okay?
Nick's having
a
an
my
episode.
eye. I apologize.
No, it's okay. You liked the movie a lot.
I loved it. I liked it.
I know my brother liked it. I know Nick
heard
T's
so many
brother
good
liked
things.
it.
Oh, I loved it.
I loved it a lot better than Homecoming. I liked Homecoming, but
Homecoming was good. It
Yeah.
set a good foundation.
I
for-
just think this movie with everything that happens in it, I thought was from the action.
Yeah, without
to-
spoiling
there's
anything. No, we're not
spoilers.
going to spoil anything.
To the action, to the characters, everything was done well. And those two after credit scenes, I mean, probably some of the 2 best in the
Yes.
MCU. Insane.
Seriously.
Well,
I'm gonna go see it this week.
Yeah.
I don't know
You should see
what
it.
day you're around.
I'll see it.
but-
I'll see it, dude.
Alright.
Text me. Okay, so Brian, thank you, dude. Far From Home was great.
$5 from Elizabeth W.
Lizzie.
She said, after
Yeah.
my great aunt died, people started to do work and renovations on their house. After the people moved in, they said they saw a woman that was haunting the place.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That.
Oh, that reminds me. A quick other ghost story involving my same grandmother.
Go ahead.
In the house she lived in, like 2 prior to the one she's in now. It was in Saddle River. And actually, oddly enough, for a little while, Nick Cannon lived in it afterwards. I don't know. That's just a weird,
So
weird
random.
aside. Weird aside. But before she had lived in it, there was a family, maybe like 2 families ago before her. And there was a little boy who had apparently fallen down the stairs and died.
Aw.
And she swears that she's heard like several times the sound of a child like bouncing a ball upstairs before.
That's so weird.
And like
Stuff freaks me out.
yeah, and like
man.
her husband, my step grandfather's like said the same thing. Like
If you were looking at houses,
Right.
we'll all be looking at houses probably in the
next 10 years, hopefully.
yeah, next 10 years. I didn't want to say near future. Next
Yeah,
10 years.
Let's be, yeah.
You hear the house had a death in it or a murder, would you ever live in that
No,
house?
absolutely not.
I wouldn't either.
Murder, no. Death, maybe.
The
I know.
death is a 5-year-old kid.
No.
No way.
Absolutely
Only if it's a
not.
natural
way in
death
hell.
would I ever.
Yeah, if it's like a natural death, like somebody like came home from
Well,
the hospital and
as
passed away
morbid
in their
as
sleep.
it sounds, if it's a 5-year-old kid that died from something like cancer or like some sort of terminal disease, sure. If it's a murder in any way or a drowning,
Nah.
no.
No,
No,
in
and
general.
that's why those houses sell so easily.
Yep.
Is because no one wants to live
No,
there.
there's plenty of houses that did not have
Yep.
death in them.
Just build a new one.
Yeah.
Liz, thank you so
Let's
much.
get away from death and houses.
Yeah.
Well, $5 from Light Melody, the voice actor.
I'll light Melody. Thank you so much.
Here's a question. Would any of you guys enter an abandoned building and explore it day or night? My answer to that question is yes, and either one.
Night? Probably
But not alone.
Okay. In the day, like I've seen like
As a collective, I would bring these 3 with me.
I always
absolutely.
loved the idea of urban exploration.
Yeah, I think
it's
it'd be
so
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
but I
But
would
mostly if
not
there's-
do it at night.
I would not do it at
No
night.
way.
I wouldn't do it at
No
a place
way.
that's super enclosed
Well,
either.
it depends on the
If
area.
it's like
There-
wide
I know
open,
an abandoned building that psych ward in Marlboro.
hell no.
That used to be a
No, I'd
psych
go.
ward
No,
in the
I'd go.
1940s.
No,
That's an
no.
abandoned
The
building.
insane asylum. Yeah,
The
let's go.
insane asylum.
That'd be
yeah.
freaky.
You want to go there? At
How
night?
much natural light is inside?
Well, they set something up for that during Halloween.
See, that what I would do.
That's
If we were
different
just,
though.
If we were just going like urban exploration, it would have to be somewhere with natural light like throughout. I'm not
Yeah.
going in anywhere
What-
that's
No.
I have to use a
Flashlights,
flashlight.
bro.
Absolutely
No.
What if it
no
also
way.
wasn't
Absolutely
something
not.
that was haunted? It was
Have you
just
all
an
seen
abandoned building.
Still creepy.
The Blair
Still
Witch
creepy.
Project? Are we kidding?
I've watched the Blair Witch
anniversary,
Project. I agree with you. If it's dark, I'm not going in that building.
No, day or night. If it's dark inside, no.
Blair Witch Project. That doesn't make me feel any better. Oh, you were
That's
the one
what I
that
mean.
said that.
Yeah, no. That's why. Like,
No,
it's
I'm
got
sorry. It's
natural
got to
light.
have natural light. It's
Yeah.
got to be in the day. Light Melody, you have more balls than I do. There's no way that I
And
would
I've
do
seen
that.
those videos. You
Shadow
turn a
Realms,
corner
we'll
and,
live stream it if we go. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
will.
will. We'll take it with us.
It's like
We'll live
one
stream
of
our
my
death.
deepest like nightmares. Like flashlight. Sure, it seems fine. You turn a corner and see something you should not have seen.
No.
Nope.
Or like you see something like
Yeah.
in a court.
No,
No way.
no.
No way.
Nope.
I'm not even
No.
thinking of the haunted thing. I think in those situations, it could just
Squatters.
be people squatting,
Yeah, and then
and like you could run into a dangerous situation with that. With
Oh, like
people.
like robbers.
Yeah.
Like muggers.
yeah,
Yeah.
anything.
and by natural light, I'm not talking beer.
Why'd you hit me? That doesn't make any sense.
You wanted,
All
you wanted to do that so bad.
right. Well, you have 2 new members.
Oh,
got
thank you.
Neon Fee and Odd Eyes Vaughn.
Oh, Nina's amazing.
eyes.
And Devin is amazing. You two are incredible people. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
awesome. You've gotten a lot today. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think I've gotten like 7 or 8 this stream. Thank you guys so much.
$5 from Frobo Vergara. Said, when I was a teen one day, I dreamt that I was 10 years old and I crashed into a white van. Days later, I heard my cousin crash his motorcycle into a car.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah,
That's another thing.
That's
dreams.
a whole nother thing. Is dreams?
Yeah.
Can they predict,
And we can
predict
talk
what
about that. That's for
happens?
another
The
podcast.
deja vu, like dreaming something
Yeah.
and then happening,
Yeah.
dude. That's
We'll do-
something that happens to me a lot and it freaks me out.
Next week we'll talk more about dreams
Yeah.
and that stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that shit.
Oh,
But Nina, amazing cosplayer. Devin, great dude. Thank you guys seriously.
$10
And
from
thank you.
Joseph to Disco.
Joseph, thank you, man.
Said, my cousin and his roommate were staying at my aunt's guest house, and they're talking one night, and they thought that they heard someone talking, and no one else was in the house.
yeah,
no.
hearing. I've never heard that. I've never heard voices. I've never heard voices where like I shouldn't be hearing
Yeah,
voices.
no.
Or not that I can
Or the
recall.
noise that you hear isn't a voice. Like you hear a noise, but you can't make it out to be a voice.
But
like that kind of thing.
yeah, I've never even heard like I've
Something that
never
could be confused.
and
as a
like
voice.
that's the thing. I've
That's
been in
what I
this
mean, yeah.
basement, and this is a pretty big basement, and it
Yeah.
can get kind of creepy, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Absolutely.
I've been down here for a decade playing video games after hours by myself in like the dark, and I've never had a weird feeling
Yeah.
down here
Yeah,
ever.
no, same.
Never had a paranoid feeling down
You've
here.
gotten creeped out from games before.
Well, like LA
Remember
Noir,
remember Heavy
Chase,
Rain when
remember
we played
Heavy
in the
Rain-
back
Heavy
room?
Rain
I
freaked
remember
me
a
out.
distinct
So-
text of when you were
Video
playing
games are
LA
different,
Noir,
yeah.
and it was like 4 a.m. I already fell asleep.
No,
and
that
you
was the
texted me
most
that you
scared-
shut it off and you freaked out.
That was the
during
most
one
scared
season,
that
yeah.
I've been probably in my life, because in LA Noir, it's a game where you play as a police officer and a detective, and you're at one point chasing down this homicide who's absolutely brutally murdering, I think, prostitutes. I think
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
the
that's
Black
what it was,
Dahlia, and you actually catch the Black Dahlia, because they didn't catch the Black Dahlia, right?
Not as far as I know.
Yeah, so you end up like you have to like chase him into the catacombs, and like you know you're closing in on him, and you enter like a church, and you know he's in the church somewhere, and so you have to walk very slowly and like have a flashlight and like look, and it was just messed up, man. It's 1 a.m. in my basement, dude.
Yeah.
I remember it was after like a high school
I think it was
football
even-
game.
I think it was even later.
It might have even been later, and
Yeah.
like I couldn't even play it until day. Heavy Rain did the same thing to me.
Heavy
So
Rain as
it's
well.
different if I'm playing like a horror-esque video game down
Yeah.
here. That's different. But if I'm playing like FIFA or Madden
No.
or like even Witcher, I'm completely fine. But that's a little different though. Creepy story.
high school
though, man.
football game, and I'm not talking natural.
I don't know about that one. I'm gonna lighten up the mood a little bit. $2 from Goosey Q.
Goose.
And Goose said, "Imagine a ghost wearing a purple shirt scaring people."
I'm
God
so
damn
glad.
it.
I'm so glad. People,
Now
like,
it's become a
hold
joke
on
in
to
the
it.
community.
I gotta tell you, man. A lot of people wrote to me and said they can never look at purple shirts again.
I know it changes you.
well,
And
I-
you
well,
know what?
I'll
They
say-
have no one to blame because they wanted to know.
But not only that, you guys heard the story from me. Imagine being in this basement, being in the same airspace
As we were.
as that moment. Because I was scarred, man. Oh man, I've never been the same since that night. That
I've
night
never
messed
wore
me
purple since then.
up. No, I'll never wear purple again. Oh God, Goose, thank you, dude.
Thanks, Goose.
I s-
I can't with that.
So it's actually hard for me to see people like so. Oddly
Have you?
enough,
By the way, has anyone talked to him recently?
No.
No.
but as a quick
No.
aside relating to the
Actually.
purple shirt, so Jordan and I went to a sort of like barbecue. With
Jordan
a
is Nixie's
Friendsgiving.
girlfriend, by
yes,
the way.
as for those of you who don't know. But there was a couple, and not only was the husband wearing a purple shirt, very similar shade to
no.
what he was wearing that day, which scarred me. And his wife was also wearing a purple shirt. I was like, wait,
no.
not only are you both matching, you're both wearing the similar
Purple.
shade purple that my friend had done his business.
Yeah,
with.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the thing. And the
Yeah.
thing that grosses me out. Okay, you do that, fine. You've already committed the biggest sin of your life. Throw out the shirt. What? You're wearing
yeah,
it in
he's
school the
wearing
next
school.
week.
And you
What
expect
is
us not
wrong
to
with him?
comment on it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to comment on it.
What is wrong with him?
Do you want me to answer that
No,
question? or-
no, leave it
a lot.
open ended. Goose, thank you, dude. I
Okay.
appreciate.
Let's see. We have $10 from Matthew Kennedy.
Thank
He
you,
said
Matt.
the
Jesus.
The super AI Z created allies by merging dueling AI with personality traits, and his top ally is Rex, who's a lone wolf rebel who uses the red rubies. If I had my way, he would be a rival to Soulburner.
Rex Raptor. No, I'm completely kidding. Matt, I like it, dude. Dude, you have too many good concepts, man. You should honestly write your own show. Get some animators and just make your own show.
Cal, do you feel personally attacked that it's going to be a rival to Soulburner?
No, I think Soulburner needs a rival because his rival right now isn't that great.
Well, his rival's himself.
No, I was just taking a shot.
Or
at-
actually,
I was taking a shot at Revolver because
Wow,
it's Pete's
dude.
favorite person.
his rival right now, honestly,
Let's see
is,
what happens in their duel.
is Bowman, who gave him the hands. So what do you
Yeah,
do?
that's true. That's true.
Thank you, Matt. I
Um,
appreciate it, man.
$15 from KP.
KP.
And she said,
Kay is great. She's
slides
awesome.
Dororo in parentheses. Spooky, scary skeleton sends shivers down my spine. Go watch Ghost Adventures if you like a spook.
Ghost
All right.
Adventures. Have you guys seen it?
No.
No.
Isn't that the show? That's not the show on Discovery, is it? Oh yeah, it is.
I don't
isn't
know.
it?
Kay, I will check that
I've seen
show
an
out. I
episode
just
or
wrote
two,
it down.
actually.
Thank you for becoming the second channel member in the history of this channel. You're the best. Thank you so much, Kay. Great gal.
Rico.
$2 from Matthew Kennedy.
Thank you, Matt.
And Matt said Blair Witch is getting a video game.
I did hear that.
Is that
yeah.
real?
Sounds amazing.
No, I
No
did
way.
get
I'm
that.
not playing that. No
Yeah.
way.
I would play it.
So we're gonna buy that, and Dylan's gonna stream it for everyone.
we should play it together in
we
the
should
basement
stream
in the
horror
dark.
video games.
Until Dawn.
Yeah,
I've never
Until
played
Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Yeah, we should do Until Dawn.
Yeah.
that would be
great.
fun.
Is that the survival horror?
Yeah,
one?
it's the one with Haiti
Panettiere
Panettiere,
and Remy Malek's in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Red Dalton.
Freddie Mercury.
Sure.
Yes.
$5 from Brian Ford.
Thank
He
you,
said,
Brian.
there have been multiple times when I've heard my name being called by some voice I didn't recognize. Being a big scaredy cat, I almost left my house.
Yo.
No,
See,
dude,
that would
that's
freak me out right there.
and-
I'm moving out.
And by the
Vo-
way,
the
you're
voice
not
from the
you're not a
voice.
scaredy cat for
No,
wanting
that's
to
a
do
normal
that.
reaction.
Moving
That's
out.
terrifying.
He also $2 said, I also need to hear more Ryan stories.
We
have more.
There's more.
we have a lot more.
We'll have more.
Right, he fought a tree in Red Bank.
Yeah, that
and
could be a whole
the
podcast
Drunk Mario
right there.
Party one.
The Drunk Mario Party
yeah.
The
one.
basketball hoop over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, right. Went to his girlfriend. Yeah.
Get low.
The,
Shirtless in the
Halloween
rain.
story, shirtless
Yep.
in the rain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my
straight.
God. There's a lot. There
we
are.
could do an episode just called the Ryan episode.
Yeah, wait, maybe next episode.
Oh my
be
god.
the Ryan episode.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's one for the books. And to your point on hearing voices, I've definitely thought I've heard somebody calling my name before, and there's been no one around, and it's the freakiest thing ever.
I'm glad that that's never happened to me,
Yeah, I
and
can't
I'm
recall.
crossing my fingers and praying to the gods because I'm worried it's gonna happen like when you
just don't
guys
wanna hear,
leave. Like, yeah, you hear that. I mean, it's over, isn't it?
Help me.
It's over? I don't know if it's over.
I think you hear a
no.
voice that says, "Help me!" It's over,
Oh,
dude.
So
God.
I don't know. Jesus Fonseca, $5.
Thank you, Jesus.
Said Mad Lad Pete watching 4 Yu-Gi-Oh series. Which pro tag is your favorite so far?
Ooh.
Yeah, you're watching. So Pete is watching Vrain's not Arc 5, 5D's Duel Monsters and GX.
So far, probably you say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's my favorite.
Yeah, probably
too.
you said.
I love you.
But again, 5Ds also, I'm trying to get to the level I am in Duel Monsters, which I think I'm in like the 60s or so. But I might be restarting all that, so that'll be another thing for another time.
We'll talk about that.
But yeah, probably you say right now.
Cool. Thank
Fi-
you, man.
$5 from Elizabeth W.
Thank you,
Said
Liz.
Promise Neverland and Berserk, the 1990s versions, are shows that will give you a good scare. Are you guys hyped for the new MHA movie?
I've never watched My Hero, but I would like to.
I'm excited for it. I recommend it. Promise Neverland. I know
I do watch that.
Oh, I get that and Dead Man Wonderland confused.
Yeah,
Just
Promise,
because-
Promise
yeah,
Neverland.
very
Dead
different.
Man Wonderland's cool. I watched the first 2 episodes. Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Promise Neverland is extremely weird.
What is
Yeah.
It's-
Do you like it?
Yes. Basically, it's.
But she's talking also about the 90s. You're watching.
Well,
the
no,
I
I
think
think
he's
that was
talking
for
about the 90s
just the
Berserk.
Berserk part. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure.
okay.
Yeah,
If
okay.
she's talking about the anime, the Promise Neverland one, the one that just.
Oh,
came
it's
out
probably okay.
recently.
I didn't know if there was a
Basically,
remake
it's
or
just
not.
like it's like orphan children are like in a place where they're hoping to get adopted, but the whole thing is a lie because it's like aliens are using them and their body parts to like sell on the market to like the
Wow.
alien species. to,
That's
like,
That
lure
sounds
them.
amazing.
Yeah, it's a really.
It's an anime?
Yeah, it's really creepy, really weird, but I would recommend checking it out.
Odd Eyes, $2, also said, oh yeah, Promise Neverland is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I have to check it out.
yeah.
What's it on Netflix? Or?
Oh, see, Jalen said that there's a manga. I did not know that. I'll have to check that out.
And then £2 from Nicholas Horton said this upcoming duel will be another game changer.
It will be, Nick. I'm stunned you're still up, my man. I'm stunned you're still up.
Wait, wait a minute.
It's
Yeah,
late in
Still
the UK.
up or maybe just woke up.
Oh,
Because he's
yeah.
what, 5 hours ahead of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Nicholas, thank you so much.
Early
Yeah, I'm
night.
excited. Zai's and Zai. It should be really good.
I mean, go to bed
Um,
at 4. And, yeah, that's
So
Thanks, Omar.
that concludes.
That concludes the
Perfect.
donations.
Thank you all so much. So we've been on for about an hour 15, so we're
Yeah.
kind of close to wrapping up. We could do one more Ryan story
let's do it.
and a Cal weekend recap. So let's talk about your weekend. You went to my perspective. You went to my house Saturday morning.
Yeah.
We did talk in Yu-Gi-Oh, me and you.
Yeah,
You
and-
told me you were interested in going to see the Spider-Man
Well,
movie.
I wanted to hang out because we're friends, but you told me that you had better things to do. So
Okay, so you told me that, which is not true, by the way.
that is what
If-
happened.
I mean, you look at me, you look at him.
I did call him prior to coming here and say, "Oh, like what are you doing tonight? Maybe we can go to IKEA and find that table you want." And he goes, "Ooh, sorry, I have plans." So
For reference, they did go to IKEA today.
We did go
yeah, but they didn't get a table.
We didn't get a table. It was
No,
a
we
bus.
didn't get a table. There's
We're
no
still
table.
looking.
Yeah.
Anyway. So Calibro said, "I'm going to see Spider-Man tonight." I said, "Well, why don't you see it Sunday? I'll go with you Sunday." He said, "Nah, dude, I want to go see it tonight." So, all right.
I did say that.
So yeah, I know you did. So Calibro, and he also says this. He also says, after
go.
Spider-Man, I'm going to Johnny Max, which if you don't know, Johnny Max is a very popular bar
In Asbury Park.
In Asbury Park.
It's a lot of fun, actually.
And he
Hot
said,
hopping.
there is a woman there that I might be interested in. I'm looking for number 83. And I said, good luck, dude. I have complete faith in you. And so Cal ends up going to the bar. Now you got to fill in the blanks. What happened?
All right, so we go to the bar.
All right, cool.
And we'll just
It didn't end well for you.
take
that night,
60
which is okay. We're all going to take L's
take
sometimes.
60%.
You still have a winning record.
take 60% of what Dylan says, and that's the truth.
That's a pretty good number.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's more like 90, but all right.
So we went to Johnny Mac's, had a
Okay.
good time.
Sure.
You know, it was me and a few friends. We
Yeah.
went. We played like the basketball game and stuff. Well, we started at Beer Garden too. Beer
Garden's great.
Beer Garden has great beers. They have so much like on
A lot
tap
of
and
German
everything.
Belgians and
And then
There's a basketball game at Johnny Mac.
at Johnny Mac's,
So
they
is
have
it like a
one of those
Dave and
arcade
Buster's?
no, it's just they have that outside,
Oh,
like an
okay.
arcade
Oh,
basketball
that's
machine.
cool. I gotta go there.
So we were playing with that. We were, dancing, having a good time, singing some. They were playing a lot of old like '90s, 2000s alternative rock.
So like Creed.
So we were so we were singing and like having a good time or whatever. No,
What
it
you
was
said isn't wrong.
it was a good night. And then I texted Dylan at about I would say 1:40 in the morning
Yeah, it was late.
because
Yeah.
I was having a little bit of an issue. We were trying to get an Uber home, and the Uber was costing. Now this is like a 25-minute drive. It was saying it was going to be $189 for me to Uber 25 minutes away.
How insane.
That's crazy.
So I texted Dylan and I was like, I don't know what you're doing or if you're home, but I will give you $100 to drive us home because that still would have cut my price.
which-
down.
which,
I would've
by the
drove you
way-
home if you texted me. Why didn't you text me?
Hold on. Which, by the way,
honestly, I don't know. I should have.
I would have only charged you each 20 for it.
I know,
I
but
wouldn't have charged you 100.
but my
That's
offer
crazy.
on the table was
Sure.
I'll give you $100 to pick
And
us up.
I said yes.
Yeah.
1
so
a.m.
Dylan says yes, and then about 15 minutes later, not even 15, like 10, 15 minutes later, the prices just plummeted to the ground and it was down to like 70 something. So I
It's a
texted
lot.
Dylan. It was a lot, but I mean,
It's less than
it dropped $100.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, Dylan, you don't have to pick us up. So Dylan got to stay and hang out what he was doing with his friends because Dylan was still out at this point. It's like 2 a.m. now, and
He's a late man.
Dylan's plans that he had that were better than hanging out with me. He was still doing those, and I respect him for it. He had a good night.
Yeah.
And then I went home, and on Sunday I went and laid by my pool
Okay.
with my dog because my parents and my sister went to the beach. So I took their house. And I sat by the pool with the dog, drank a few White Claws or whatever, and it was a
Right.
good day.
Okay.
You did have
So,
the White Claws.
so I have
Oh,
to
no
say,
laws.
what happened? What was the most? Imagine you're like a head coach after a big loss in the playoffs.
Hold on, we have 2 donations I'm going to read off real quick before you say this.
Are you nervous to answer?
Yes, that's why. Matthew Kennedy with $10 said, really off topic, watch Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. It's a really great story, an awesome story, very emotional ending. I cried, but it has the best Gundam ever, Gundam Barbados.
So I've heard
a lot
Iron Blooded
of Gundam
Orphans is great, and I know the Frisia Frisia, the ending. It's one of the ending songs. It's like a ballad. I think it's ending 3. Beautiful song.
I've
That's
heard-
the only Iron Blooded Orphans thing.
I've
that
heard
I know.
great things about Blooded Orphans. I really want to watch it. I actually, it's funny that he says that about Barbados because not only earlier in the car when I think Dylan you showed us something about Matthew Kennedy and the picture was Barbados and my brother had pointed that out because he likes Gundam as well. And it's funny off camera he just shook his head when we read the best Gundam ever part. No diss to Barbados, but he's got other ideas.
He
Who's your
has-
favorite? Tall Geese.
Toggies. Matt also said he has every Gundam Barbados model.
That's
That's
pretty sick.
incredible, Matt. You're a bro.
Jalen also said, Dylan, you could have been Cal's wingman.
Well, no, I'm going to
He
tell you.
could've-
I'm going to. Well, we're going to discuss that. We're
Well,
going to get into
hold
it.
on.
We have one more donation first.
All right.
UZX Crimson Avenger with $5.
Crimson's great, man. Thank you,
Before
dude.
you guys wrap up, first, how's it going, fellas?
What's
It's
up?
going good.
It's going good,
really
dude.
well.
It's going good,
Live,
Crimson.
love and life.
Second, Dylan, I'm fine, still hanging in there, man. God Gundam slaps Barbados Lupus Rex, fight me, LOL.
Damn.
See, there's a
Fight's
lot.
going
I don't know.
Getting the
I
donation.
know the
Okay.
Gundam fight,
At
and
this
I
point,
love
there's
it.
so many Gundam that it's like hard to say what truly is.
What's-
It's all subjective.
Yeah,
It's all
well,
subjective.
Utes is also a huge Gundam fan. Ute and Crimson are big Gundam fans.
Let's see how you would weigh in.
Yeah,
when
well,
you-
yeah,
when you turn.
we'll have him on August 10th. That'll be fun.
That'd be fun.
Crimson, you're the man, dude. Thank you so much. Good
All right,
friend
but going
of mine.
back to the wingman comment.
Well, no,
here.
no. Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say because you told me that there was someone you were eyeing on the dance floor.
Well,
that-
not technically a dance floor. It's just a bar.
No, I just said there was someone that of interest that was at the bar.
Okay, so someone of
Alright.
interest at the bar. Did you know this girl's name?
Yes, I knew her before going to the bar.
Have you?
That's what makes it.
Is she
tougher.
on your 1 to 82 list already?
I don't know what list you're talking about, but no.
Okay. So
That answers it.
where again, like you're an NFL coach after a big loss in
Okay,
the playoff
okay,
game,
okay.
where
What
do you
did you
think
do
things
wrong?
went wrong?
Well, we turned the ball over too much.
Okay,
And
well,
the other team got possession of the ball, and they're the team that put up more points and they scored.
While I
so you're saying she went home with someone else?
You're saying that someone picked up the fumble and they ran the other way.
Oh, you dirty dog! Basically, that's exactly what I'm saying.
no, that
So is she-
summary really objectifies women. I think that's disgusting.
Is she off your radar now?
No,
She's still on your radar.
absolutely.
Did you text her on Sunday?
I don't even have her number.
Okay,
See, that's where you messed up, right
that's
there.
where you messed up. One of the first things you should probably do is ask for a woman's number.
We got Snapchat. It's fine.
Oh, see, okay, well then.
So he has the.
So
back-
why don't you? Now, okay, here's an honest thing. You
Backdoor way.
Snapchat a woman, right? I want to know this because you're the expert.
You're
You Snapchat a
an
girl,
expert now.
and at what point do you ask for her number? Nick Caliber. What
I
point
could
do you
have
ask?
it already.
Oh, you dirty dog!
And now, see right there, what that is that step one. That's confidence.
Well,
That's what
I
that
know.
is
Well,
right
that's
there.
it's good to have confidence.
Yeah.
So okay, so you haven't though for whatever reason.
Well, because she's seeing someone now.
So she's with someone.
Like that person.
Yeah.
Like I found out later that she's been talking to that person for like longer than just that day.
Okay, does she Snapchat you still?
Every day.
Okay.
Little
Okay, hold
trepidation.
on.
Right
Oh,
there.
there's
So
some.
this comes to the argument: can men and women be friends? Because you can still snap
Yes.
a friend.
Now,
yes.
Nick
yes.
T's girlfriend, who's
She does not
Jordan, I
believe
don't know if
so.
you know her.
I love her dearly. She
Jordan
doesn't believe so.
always claims that a guy and a girl cannot be just friends, which I think is ludicrous.
Yes.
I think it's
highly
blasphemy,
disagree.
Yeah, it is ludicrous.
right?
I have
You have
several
plenty
female
of-
friends
Yep.
that were just friends.
Yeah.
I agree with that, and I have a twin sister, so I've
you have a
made
lot
a
of
lot.
female
I've made a
friends.
lot of just
Right. Well,
friends
well,
out
if,
of that.
if I was to drive you home Saturday night, which you found an Uber, it would have been you and two girls that you consider
that were
very
my
good
friends. That
yeah,
are like
Right, they're
sisters.
friends.
absolutely.
Yeah.
He's not trying to get with.
So
them,
I
they're
think it's a
friends.
crazy
Yeah.
statement
It
to
is
say
crazy- it
girls
is a
and
crazy
guys
statement.
can't be friends.
So for you to make the face, it's like, oh, does she still snap you? It's like friends can
But-
still snap each other.
but there's obviously
other
more
ideas.
intent there.
And for him,
Okay,
Yeah.
for him. That's
Yeah,
why I made the
maybe
face. I
just
didn't
for-
make the
maybe
face
just
as the
for me.
generalization of a guy and a girl being
Maybe
well, it
friends.
just
sounded
for
like
me.
you made it like it's like her fault that she's snapping him every day.
I don't think so.
I think you're just trying to turn
because,
this.
Nick T, if you think of it this way, if you're not in a relationship,
Yeah.
but you're still like, communicating with someone on a daily basis and you're
Sure.
talking to them, whatever, maybe you're hooking up, whatever.
Right.
That doesn't mean you can't branch out and still talk to other people.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean that
It's
you're
called,
locked
it's called
down.
playing the field.
Playing the field, yes.
Yeah.
Playing the field. That's something that
Is it something I would typically do? Probably not. Is it something people can do and not feel gross about? Sure.
I don't
I
really
agree with
like.
it.
I don't really like the playing the field aspect.
I agree
just
with
kinda
you.
suck myself
I'm
into it.
very polar him because he likes playing the field,
I
as we
don't.
know. And I'm
He literally
very.
just said he doesn't.
if
I think
I-
there was a
if-
game where he played all 9 positions on the field.
well, yeah, when he
what
ran
was your question
roughshod
again?
through the cheerleading team. If I
Oh my Lanta.
if I meet a woman, I want to focus on that woman.
Sure.
I don't
No,
want to.
See,
that's very noble.
But that's
of
the
you.
thing. I was focused on one person. I told you, and I said when it didn't work out, it didn't work out.
Okay, and
I
then you
wasn't.
move to the
I
next
was,
cheerleader.
No, I wasn't. That's the.
Oh,
All right, we have a donation, $2 from KP. She said, "Who has played Breath of the Wild out of all y'all?"
thank you, Kate.
No.
I haven't. I don't even have a Switch. Which I regrettably, and I would love to get one and play Breath of the Wild because it looks great.
It's good because you once said to me that Zelda was the most overrated franchise.
I
in
have
Nintendo's
never
history.
said that.
Wow,
It's
that's
actually one of my
blasphemy.
favorite franchises, and my brother's played nearly every game.
Matthew Kennedy donated $5 and had a response for Tall Geese and said, "Tall Geese is an insane mobile suit, but never could be Barbados Lupus Rex with the Elia Vijnana system limiter removed. Mekazuki is a badass pilot."
Wow.
I don't get any of that, but it sounds
That
awesome.
sounded so epic that I can't even comment. that.
Came right at that
I
comment.
wish I like really understood what that
yeah,
was.
that's pretty good. Awesome, man.
Barrett Letty said Yugi bro everything.
You can-
Oh, that's
Hey,
brilliant.
Barrett's one of those guys that says, I want to come on a stream, dude. I'll make it to Jersey one day. And
He
then
never
he
does.
Hey,
just never
don't
comes.
talk bad.
Barrett.
And you know why he never
I'm
does?
kidding, I love
Because he's
Barrett.
too good for this.
Actually,
stream.
you know what
I know
he's
he's too good for
waiting
this stream. I just wish he could text me and say, Dylan, I'm too good for your
Do you
streams.
know what he's waiting for? And I'm sure everyone else is waiting for.
The
What?
pool party.
The pool party.
Yep. We got there at the same time and maybe slightly
That's
ahead
where
of
he
me.
could show off his impressive physique.
Well, that's
That's
Daniel
what he's
J.
looking
Edwards.
for. That's
both
both
of
of them.
You're right.
That's what they're looking for.
You're right. Okay. Well, okay. That's fine.
That's when I lose my confidence.
You know, I actually. and not-
So I think we should conclude.
You were Dylan. You are very romantic, apparently.
Who said that?
Is Vertree 99?
Oh,
Vitry? Vertree? 99?
Oh yeah, I'm romantic. Okay.
Are you a romantic type? Would you say?
I don't think so.
I'm super romantic.
I know you're very romantic.
I love the romance.
Yeah, I know you do.
I eat it up.
Yeah. Well, you pulled the romantic trifecta where you took a girl out for breakfast, a different girl out for lunch, a different girl out for
Yeah, I would
dinner.
consider that
Wow,
romantic.
You degenerate.
I have never done that, but that would. I mean, that's impressive. If
Did
someone
you
could
ever
pull
pull
that
up? Now
off.
let me ask you. You know, you're a How I Met Your Mother fan like me.
I love How I Met Your Mother.
Did you ever pull off the perfect week, where you slept with a different
No,
girl every
no.
night for a week?
No.
Because I can see you pulling that off.
I would never even attempt that.
Oh, okay. That's
That's not my style.
So,
I am not Barney from How I Met Your Mother.
You were
That is
apparently
not-
the opposite of romantic.
Oh, I'm a Chad. Yeah.
No, in all seriousness, as much as we rag on him and probably make him out to look like a Chad, he's absolutely not. Also,
I'm just the Chad of
I-
our
well,
group.
Nick T has to say that because Nick T's sister will probably date him at some point.
all right, that's
Excuse
disgusting.
me.
Wow.
My sister is now 12.
Wait, but
For
you know what?
reference.
Speaking of your
Plays a
sister, Nick
long
T,
game.
how many of your friends texted you to wish your sister a happy birthday?
One.
Who was that friend?
You.
How many friends called you to wish your sister a happy birthday?
Wrong. I texted you about making plans for today, and then when I told you my intent, you're like, "Oh, wish Sienna a happy birthday."
Wow.
I called you after you texted
It was a
me.
You called me after-
backhanded
but
happy
wait,
birthday.
You didn't say,
No, you're
"Oh,
wrong.
wish her happy birthday," until I said, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this for my sister's birthday." You said, "Oh, wish her happy birthday for me." In response to what I said,
I
about
was
her
gonna
birthday.
wait and see if you were gonna say it. Because I'm a gentleman. But all right, that's fine.
$10
I
from Odd
respect
Eyes
you, and I-
Vaughn.
Oh, Devin, thank you so much, dude.
Girls and guys can be platonic friends. Saying
Absolutely.
otherwise
Thank you.
undermines and invalidates a plethora of social interactions. PSA to girls: not all guys are flirting, just being polite. Vice versa as well.
Absolutely.
I agree with that a lot.
Yeah, I
100%.
100% agree with that. But at the same time,
No,
girls
it's-
need to be careful about a lot. There's
Right, and
way more
I
dangerous
never
guys.
I never blame women when they do that. Like when they're immediately like protective and
Because
you're saying
they're
hello to them because
conditioned.
they are so used to
Oh,
being hit
yeah.
on so many
Oh,
times.
I don't blame them at all.
They don't even understand at some point of like the possibility that someone is literally just trying to be friends with
Yeah.
them.
That's also
Because
why
look
it's
what
hard
happens
to-
to them.
They're
Yeah.
ingrained, like it's ingrained in them.
And
to be
it's-
And it
protective
should
of
be.
themselves, yeah.
Well, it sucks for people like us who are
No, it
nice.
sucks for them.
Oh,
like,
it sucks
to-
for them
to live in
too.
a world like that.
Yeah,
too.
it mainly sucks for them.
Well,
yeah.
it sucks because from their point of view, there obviously a ton of people might be trying to talk to them, and a lot of them could be, bad people or just someone they're not interested in. They're just trying to go out and have a good time, and they're hanging with their friends, and people keep coming and interrupting their night.
Yep.
But then at the same time, there could be people that are genuinely nice and just being friendly and be like, oh, you go up to the bar and there's a girl standing next to you, and you just say something like, oh, like, how's your night going or whatever, because you're just trying to make small talk while you wait for a drink or anything. And then they could be like, who are you? Like, go away.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like, I understand the reservedness, but at the same time, sometimes it's like a little over the top.
Yeah, but you know what? With everything that happens on the very
get it.
negative, I get it too.
No,
completely.
I absolutely.
And I will say,
I get it.
girls always go to the bar with like 2 or 3 friends
You
if you're
should.
gonna go.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a no-brainer.
Honestly,
dude.
no one should be going to the bar alone unless they're meeting people there.
Well, now you're right. Okay.
I what?
No, but anything can happen.
You're a
I
Chad,
have
bro.
I have a friend that
No, I know horror stories.
a couple
yeah.
months ago, right? So he goes out to a famous bar that we have down here. It's a little rowdy, call it Uptown, right? And so it's down by
Across the street from
yeah,
Updog.
down by Keyport. And so you
Wait,
have to
Updog?
picture. Don't do this.
I've never. What? What's up, dog?
Nothing about to talk. What's up with you?
There it is. Get it over
Wow,
with.
good one. Good
So he's
job.
at the bar, and you have to picture he's about 6'4", maybe a good 250. okay?
Jacked.
He's a huge dude.
Yeah,
and
8-pack.
he was drugged, and he ended up waking up on the beach. He ended up injuring his ankle where he tore ligaments.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
He had no idea what happened to him, and he got brought to the hospital, and they did the whole like rape kit and everything else, and he's still recovering from things now where he might have to get surgery.
Was he raped?
No, he was not. But
They
like
wanted to make
the
sure.
fact that
It's
someone
probably
put the
drugs,
drugs
yeah.
in there that he
Right.
it was a
Oh.
date rape type drug.
Right.
Like, it could happen to literally
Literally
anyone.
anyone.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah,
it's
even as-
more prevalent with a woman, but like it could happen to anyone. So you
Yep.
always have to be careful when you go out. Protect your drinks.
Always have a
make sure
hand
you're
over your
looking.
drink.
there
and
was
always
a-
make sure you're with people.
There was a guy
terrifying.
that, like in our kind of area in Belmar and in Asbury,
Mhm.
that was like caught on video, like dropping a drink in some
Oh,
girls.
yeah, that really.
drop
Okay,
in some
I've had
girls' drink.
interactions with that man.
Yeah,
What?
me too. I've seen him.
Yeah, his
before.
name is. Actually, I'm not gonna even say his name, but he looks like Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
Very weird, like old, like I guess rich guy,
And
like,
he goes to like Bar A
and
and
like flirting with like younger
and-
girls, and like they love it because he's some old weird guy, and it's funny. But like actually, like there's a video of him dropping And like I was like, that's it. Like he not only like Asbury, Belmar. I've seen him at Stingers in Long Branch when I was in college
I saw him at Osprey
to school
once, I
right there.
think,
Like
too.
it's weird. And then like to see that, I was like, hell no.
That's awful.
But
Yeah.
and it also kind of turns you away from like going out because you're like,
That could happen.
I don't want to go here because one, I could be like that could happen to me, or two, like if I'm trying to talk to someone, they might think I'm trying to do something like that
Right.
because
Yeah.
that's how people think now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's why like when I go out, I try to go out with all my friends because then those are the people I want to go out with and hang out
Yeah.
with.
And if for whatever reason, someone drops something in your drink, we would take care of you.
Right. You
Yeah,
always
you
go
have
out-
somebody with you.
Always
Or not
go
even
out
just drop something in your
with
drink. If you
people
just
you
got
trust.
too drunk, like
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
like have people there for you.
Yeah.
Like going to the bars by yourself or in very small groups, very dangerous.
Yeah, you always have to have a plan of action of like if you guys drink too much, how are you getting home?
I feel like this became a huge PSA. But
It
it's
is
a
a
good thing.
PSA.
It's a good thing. It's a good
Anything
No,
happens
yeah,
on
you
the
gotta be
podcast.
careful.
And Uber exists, just use it.
Yeah, never drive.
I mean, be careful, but use it.
Well, boys, gentlemen, I think that's probably going to call it.
It does.
call
But
for it.
before
It's
we
been
go,
late.
there's
Yeah.
something I have to tell you guys.
Are you going to
Ooh,
sing me
okay.
happy birthday?
Breaking news right here.
It's not your birthday yet. It's sort of breaking news.
Okay.
So at the very beginning of this stream, and he told me that to reveal this to you
School
guys.
revelation.
Barrett had DM'd me on Instagram, and a lot of my weird behaviors this entire podcast were he was in my ear. So the dirty dog thing, the marmalade thing,
That's all Barry.
all
Letty.
Barrett, the
Yeah,
itching eyes thing.
Of course it was.
Are you
I swear to
Dude,
you.
I'm not even
Yo,
kidding.
that is
I
amazing.
I literally thought that you were having like a panic attack.
No,
I
think you
I
had some
li-
allergies
the
going on.
coughing,
Dude, I didn't know what was
Oh my
going
God, the
on with
coughing.
you.
the
That was
natural
good.
light joke.
Natural. This Barrett. Oh my god.
That is
Yeah.
freaking
That is
Barrett's
dude,
Letty, man.
he
That
There
was
was one
great.
thing that I
can't
wasn't able to
believe
do
that.
that he
I can't
requested
believe
in that set was I once saw a ghost while I was having diarrhea, which I was like, I don't think I can pull that one off because I already said that I don't have any personal ghost stories. So I had to stick
Was,
to
was
that.
the marmalade story not real?
No, the rest of that story was real except for the marmalade.
So you added in.
What did he say?
marmalade.
He said just add in
He
marmalade.
just said make Dylan at some point say marmalade.
That is amazing.
Oh, that was good. You know what? You should be an actor. Shadow Realm said you should be an actor. I think you should
Dude,
be. You
I
pulled that off.
I appreciate it. I feel like I went a little over the top, but I'm glad.
I thought you did great.
Oh, and there was one time you guys probably didn't catch it, but
Barrett, you son of
he
a
asked me to mumble the phrase "sweet father of fuck," and he caught it. I don't know if anyone else caught it.
I gotta go back and watch that. I gotta
Oh,
go
But
back.
We got a $2
Yeah.
donation from Riv Skaz's official Bar of Furry Spank Bank of Dicks
Yes.
again.
Oh, Daniel J. Edwards is back.
So when will Go Onizuka be #1 duelist?
right now.
Never.
Already is.
Oh, hold on.
He's
But
dead.
shout out
What?
to Barrett.
Yeah,
I love you for
yeah.
making me do this.
Yeah, that was great.
Shout out to I just want to read that.
He was the mastermind.
Riv scores his official Barra Furry Spank Bank of Dicks. He voices Revolver in the English dub.
and Gore,
And Gore,
which is Go.
which is
But
Go.
you don't know, is that him?
Actually, it might not be him.
It
Could
might not
be.
be him, but it's definitely him.
Anyway, yeah, Daniel, thanks.
It
dude.
is
Oh,
him,
wait,
but it's
no.
not.
What? Who was the one? Yeah, it was also him who made the fake.
Kitty
name.
Kitty Meow Meow, 42.
No, wasn't there like a super long and almost disgusting?
It was disgusting, and then
the
he changed
babies
it.
thing.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, that was him. That was Daniel.
That was
right?
him, yeah.
So this seems.
It was
in line
him.
with-
Daniel, you're a funny dude. Barrett, you're even funnier.
Matt donated $2 and said, "Read my Barbados rants." I'm pretty sure. I think I read the most of
Well,
them.
there's probably
Were
some.
there
The
more
Bar-
that weren't super
the Barbados
yeah,
rants.
maybe they weren't super chatted. That's why we didn't.
Maybe
see
I
it.
didn't see it.
I felt like we caught most of them. Though.
Yeah.
Man. Well,
Barbados
I think
anyway.
is
you've
the
made very
best.
clear that Barbados is the bomb,
Is
and
the
I will
best.
find out for myself because I want to watch IBO. So.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, what a first
Absolutely.
episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Barrett Letty
Yeah.
hijacked. The
Yeah, you hijacked.
Thank you,
what the
Barrett.
hell,
you are
man?
the man, and I'm glad. I'm really happy he came up with like some of them are weird. I'm like, how did he think of this? And
Nick T's
like,
just
the
a
natural
puppet.
light- and I actually regretfully did not come up with that natural light. joke
Natural
myself
light.
because that was brilliant.
I thought that was
And
a
it
caliber
fit-
joke.
It fit so well.
It fits so
Yeah.
well. That's why he heard me
Oh
just
my
kept
God,
saying
the
natural light.
natural light.
Barrett
thing.
hijacked the first episode, man. Well,
Thank you,
anyway,
Barrett.
guys, thank you so much
wow.
for watching. I hope you enjoyed the first podcast, the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! After Dark, where, again, we talk about everything and anything. Area 51, ghosts, aliens.
I'm excited to read back this
we,
chat.
yeah, we talked about it all. Me too.
Some gems in this. chat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We on next week's episode, again, we'll have the Cal weekend recap. We will have dream discussions on dreams, and some Ryan stories for you guys.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get to
Lord.
it, but we'll
Some
get to
great
that.
stories.
We'll
And
have a few.
hopefully we will have our Australian friend Matt
That's
Russo.
expected for not next
Maybe
week.
in episode 3 or episode 4.
Yeah.
Good buddy of ours. He's been in Australia studying for his
Should have
doctorate.
plenty of stories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Plenty of stories, dude. Some great house
definitely.
parties
I'm
he's
sure
had. I mean, that's going to be a bonkers episode.
There's probably even some crazy Australian bug
Oh.
stories that he's got.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I can't wait.
we got another donation
Sure.
from Riff Scoz's official bar of furry spank bank of dicks.
God damn.
Go Onizuka or Brave Max?
Brave
Brave
Max.
Go any day.
No, okay. Realistically, go.
Go.
Yeah,
It's not.
absolutely
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, it's go, but he's still got to go.
he's got to go. All right. Well, yeah. God, thank you guys for.
One more.
Oh, jeez.
Matthew Kennedy,
Kennedy,
$10.
Matthew, dude. Thank
Tall
you.
Geese could never beat Barbados Lupus Rex because Mikazuki is a badass.
There you go.
You heard that,
come on,
Andrew?
You can't.
He's calling you out
You
right there.
can't. I mean,
Nah, Andrew's conceding defeat. You won, Matthew Kennedy. You beat him.
You won.
And Matthew, you're a great dude. Thank you so much. Thank you to
Love you.
everyone who became a new channel member. Thank you to everyone who donated. You guys are incredible. Next live stream podcast will be Saturday, talking Yu-Gi-Oh. I might do a live stream just myself playing a video game or something to hang out with you guys. But yeah, regardless, that's the next one. So yeah, you guys want to sign off? Promo anything?
Sounds good.
I'll hand this one over to Pete, so I have nothing to sign off on.
nothing to promo.
Yeah. You could check me over at Clueless Gamers. Someone did ask, I think it was Jalen asked, when the Spider-Man Far From Home review will be coming. Well, when these two gentlemen over here to the left of me finally see the movie,
I've already seen it.
that's
so.
when we will record the review, and then it will come out to you. But otherwise, yeah, check that out. And on Twitter, I'm Pete Vaccaro21.
All right. I'm Nick T. You know me. Yeah, thanks for everything. Check out my band, Mom Fight, on all social media platforms and Bandcamp and Spotify and all that good streaming stuff. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Nick Timoneri. It's literally just my name. And I'll follow you back. Hashtag Team Follow Back.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Love you guys.
Still, we got one more
Oh, and
donation.
again, shout out
Yeah,
to
Matthew
Garrett
Kennedy. And this is right to you, Andrew. I want you to listen to this. With the Alaya Vijana limiter remover. Wait, with the
Moved.
Yeah. With the Alaya, I don't like your tone. With the Alaya Vijana limiter removed, no one could beat Barbados.
Do you know what that means? Okay, well,
Andrew said he knows what it means. That you're right, Matthew. Thank you so much, dude. You guys are amazing. Love you all. Have an amazing night. Cal, Pete, Nick T, thanks. It was a great
Thanks
first
for having
episode.
me. It was great.
We'll see you next Saturday. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Love you guys. Have a great night. Thank
Have a
you.
good night,
See you
guys.
later.
Have a good night.
I love you, Barrett.